Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Khalaf with Acupuncture Fit, and today we are doing a live testimonial on a wonderful patient that came in here and really put in the effort and allowed his body to help heal himself. So if you could go ahead and introduce yourself. Who do we have here today?
Jonah.
And I'm Angela Rodriguez.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us, Jonah and Angela. So how did you hear about us at Acupuncture Fit, Angela?
Actually, we were just looking through the United Healthcare website, and we were hoping to find someone who actually worked with insurance, and there we saw his name, and once we contacted Dr. Khalaf, they were so kind to us and had a very awesome one-on-one consultation and really listened to our concerns, and I knew right then that they were serious about helping.
Wow, thank you so much. And let's see, when did you guys start care initially?
How long ago? It's been over 6 months, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact month, but it's been about 6 months.
It's been less than a year, but about more than more than 6 months. I think it was back in June. So yeah, that's good. So Angela, so tell us a little bit about how Jonah's life was before acupuncture, and also feel free to chime in, Jonah, too, on how you felt.
For me, the biggest concern we had when we brought him here is that he was having a lot of extra tics, motor tics, similar to Tourette syndrome, and most of his tics were in his neck and in his eyes, and so but it was interfering when he would try to do schoolwork and just daily functioning. So we wanted him to get relief from that. That was our main thing. And since we brought him to acupuncture, at this point we're really not seeing the neck tic, and the eye tic we don't see often at all. And so it's definitely decreased to such an amount that we know that acupuncture had to make the difference there. So.
Yeah, and it was a pretty quick difference. I know initially, when we try anything and introduce anything, sometimes it doesn't get better before it gets worse, and then it kind of gets better. So it kind of goes in waves as far as symptoms when they adjust themselves, right?
Right.
And what were some of the things that y'all did in addition to acupuncture to introduce or take away from your lifestyle that you think really was significant in seeing a reduction in the symptoms that you saw, Mom?
We took dairy out of his diet, and that I really started to see a really big difference when we did that. And that was initially hard to do because he loves pizza and things with cheese, but I think that made a game changer with the acupuncture towards the end. Also, Dr. Khalaf had talked about avoiding certain types of additives, things in foods that aren't good for you, high fructose corn syrup, MSG, those kind of things. So we've been avoiding those as well. Also giving him more protein because he was definitely into a lot of carbs, and it was just overload, I think. So we decreased the amount of carbs as well and gave him more protein, and I think just all that together with the acupuncture is what made the difference.
And how long had he been suffering from the Tourette's?
Since he was 6.
Since he was 6 years old.
14.
You're 14 now, Jonah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So Jonah, and speaking with somebody that might be, suffering from similar symptoms that you have, what will you tell them about your experience, before, how you were feeling? How did it feel to have this type of syndrome before that you started the acupuncture? What were you feeling?
There's a lot of stress most of the time. Really hard to focus on what I needed to get done, and just I wanted to figure out.
No, that's great feedback. And speaking to somebody that's maybe on the fence on trying acupuncture or not, maybe walk them through, how does the treatment feel? Were you afraid, or how did you feel before? Were you afraid, and then how did you kind of feel after? Surprisingly, I think you really didn't know initially what it was about, right? How did you kind of feel going into it, and then maybe walk somebody through how they felt during and after?
I felt a little nervous. I didn't know how, I thought they were going to put a bunch of those little needle things under my skin. But no, just some on the head, and maybe every now and then it would be on the hands and then the legs. It doesn't hurt, really. It just feels like a little peck almost.
Yeah, like a little mosquito bite. So, yeah, and then how do you feel after the treatments?
I feel really relaxed, and I sleep during the treatment because just when the needles go in, it just all of a sudden kind of makes my body feel kind of cool down almost.
cool down. That's such
Meaning,
good
like,
feedback.
Yeah.
No, that's so good. Yeah. Yeah, because part of Chinese medicine is, we talk about a lot of times temperature in the body, right? Hot, cold, damp, dry, and different, feelings in the body can cause different symptoms in the theory of Chinese medicine. So that's so good. Thank you so much for that feedback. So would you recommend other people try acupuncture for your symptoms?
Yeah. If you're afraid of needles, don't really. They're really small. As I said, doesn't hurt either.
They don't even call them needles.
What do we call them
they call
here?
them instruments.
Yeah, because it's not a what? It's not a...
It's not like a shot or
Right.
anything like that. It
Right.
doesn't go right into your blood vessels or anything. Just the tip of your skin.
Yeah.
And
That's-
I would say, I've never had acupuncture myself, but now from watching it, I wouldn't be afraid to do it at all.
Awesome.
It doesn't look painful when I see it done on him, and he just completely relaxed. And also, I would say, if you have any kind of problem, neurological in particular, I would give it a try. You can't lose anything. You can only gain something. And I've already recommended it to people I know whose parents have Parkinson's, and also other people I know that have tics, because I just think it works. And even if maybe it doesn't work to the level you want it to, it'll work to some degree, and you'll get something out of it. And like I said, you can't lose. So I think you should try it.
So good. This is why we call it true integrative medicine. Well, thank you so much for being on today and sharing your testimonial. I really appreciate both of you doing that. And if anybody's interested, please shoot us a message or contact us at our direct line. You can go over to acupuncturefit.com and hear everything that we have to offer. All right. Well, I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll talk to you then.
Bye.